In my last social skills video, I had a lot of people asking about what to say and how to know what to say when you're talking to somebody. So I'm going to make just a whole video on that and just things that I do and things that I have done whenever I was trying to learn how to do this. But the first thing, and I got a funny story behind it, how I learned about it, is it's called parroting. But whenever I went to this bookstore with my friend, Barnes & Nobles. I went there with my friend and we were looking in the self-improvement book area, and there's this book called How to Talk to Anyone. And I opened the book, and the first page I landed on, it literally was titled like How to Talk to Anybody, or how to never have things to say. And it was about parroting. And what parroting is, basically whenever you're talking to somebody, you take one word they say and just re-ask it. So if you were to tell me like, yeah, I went to the movies today, I'd be like, movies? Like you just say it as a question. And so I'd be like, movies. And you'd say, yeah, I went and saw this one and Brad Pitt was the actor and it was about this. And then you pick another word, it's like, oh yeah, it was about, and you just grab something and just repeat it as a question. And it makes things just go on forever. Pretty much never run out of the conversation, it just keeps on going. And whenever we read it, me and my friend, we were just fucking retarded. The whole way home, we were just fucking off and goofing around. And we were both just parroting each other. It's like he would say a sentence and I would just say something back. And we were like, dude, this shit works so well. And it just kept building and building. It's like, dude, how does this shit work? It makes no sense. But it works so well. He ended up doing it with some girl that we met at this party type thing. And he did it to her the whole night and she never called on. It's an easy way to keep a conversation going, never on things to say. You can always have something to say and it'll keep them talking because you're asking them a question. So it's like, it keeps their story running on. So that's a good one to do. And there's a movie it was in too. We were messing about that. I think it was in the 40-Year-Old Virgin. If you want to look at the movie clips, look up 40-Year-Old Virgin parroting, and you'll see him do it. But the next thing is to just ask questions about them. Whenever you ask somebody questions about them, it makes them think that you're actually focused on them and you want to know more about them. And people just love talking about themselves. You'll notice that as you talk to random people, they're gonna always want to be talking about themselves. And you've probably heard this advice before. Whenever you're talking to somebody, don't be like an interviewer and be like, oh, so what do you like to do? And they answer you and be like, oh, what do you do for work? Like, don't just keep asking questions like that. Actually be interested in what they say. So if you say, what do you like to do? And they say, I like to draw, I like to paint, I'm an artist. Like, oh, that's cool, how long have you been doing it for? And then they say whatever, and like, you got any pictures of it? I'd like to see your work, see how good you are. They show it to you, like, damn, that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? You ask questions about them. Don't talk about yourself. You can talk about yourself every now and then because whenever it's fully one-sided, that's just weird and you're just asking them about themselves. But ask a lot of questions about them. It could be anything. It could be, I made the video about flirting with the world, and I was talking to the gas station guy. I could have just been like, how long you been working there for? So I'm asking about him. I'm showing that I'm interested in him. And it'll get people to like you more, and it's an easy conversation to start. You just keep asking things about them, and they're gonna like you way more. And another thing is to be an accidental complimenter. Nothing's wrong with straight up just complimenting somebody, like, oh, you look great today, I like your shirt, things like that. Nothing's wrong with that, but whenever you're complimenting somebody accidentally, you're doing it on purpose, but they think it's like, oh, it just slipped in. Let's say I'm talking to a pretty girl, and I go to approach her. First time meeting her, I just go to approach her, go to talk to her. And I say, yeah, I bet people come to approach you all the time. I just want to come and meet you. That's me like subtly saying, you're really pretty. I bet guys come and talk to you all the time because they want to come talk to an attractive girl. I'm subtly saying it, but I'm not directly saying it. Doing that, in her head, she'll be like, oh, he thinks I'm pretty. But I didn't directly say it. And it works for anything. I could be at the gym. I go to the gym a lot. I could go up to a guy and be like, telling him about this workout exercise. Like, yeah, I was showing this guy how to properly curl, and he got done everything. But I don't need to show you because obviously you know what you're doing. I'm subtly saying he's big, and it could be somebody who hasn't been going for a long time. But me saying that will make him be like, damn, he just complimented me. But I didn't directly do it. It's like I say, oh, I obviously don't need to tell you. I'm hinting at like, okay, you're pretty big. I'm hinting at it, I'm not directly saying it. So I'm accidentally complimenting them. So keep that in mind too. That's a good way to do it. You can even do it with somebody's age. You're talking to somebody, like for me, I'm born in 2000, so I don't remember 9/11, but I was alive for it. But somebody who's older than me, if I'm talking about 9/11, but yeah, you probably don't remember it, but 9/11, they could be like 40 and they obviously remember, but I'm making it sound like, oh, I don't know how. I feel like you're younger than you actually are. I'm saying they look young. And they'll be looking at me like, damn, he thinks I look that young? Obviously I remember 9/11. He thinks I'm, like, you get what I'm saying? Doing that'll get them in their head like, oh, I appreciate what he just said. He didn't even mean to say it. So it's a good way to go about doing things. And another way, this is super important. I just want to throw this in. It's super important. Whenever you're talking to people, don't be in your head thinking, what am I about to say next? Like they can be talking to you, but a lot of people, and I was guilty of this. I did this for a long time because I was so nervous in social settings. But somebody could be talking to me, and I'd be in my head like, "Oh, what am I about to say when they're done talking? I don't want to be sitting here awkwardly, like not knowing what to say." So I'd be sitting there, thinking what I could say next while they're talking. I'm like basically not even listening to what they're saying. So just listen, be present is what this piece of advice is. Just be present, listen to what they're saying, and don't think. Just say whatever comes to mind. If I'm sitting here, they're talking to me, I'm just thinking in my head, what am I about to say next? And I think of something random. It's not going to be as good of a conversation. They're not going to like me as much as if I was genuinely looking at them and listening to what they were saying and replied based off of what they said. Just from whatever pops in my head. That's the best way to talk to somebody. Just be in the moment, be present. And that's a lot harder than it sounds, especially with all the social media stuff we got going on. Our brains we get short attention spans, and we're kind of our brains are always rolling. So you can practice it just by being mindful. Meditation helps. I know a lot of people aren't going to want to meditate, but that's how I helped fix it for myself. Meditation, trying to get over your spiraling thoughts and trying to be able to be mindful and focus on the present. It's crazy how much that'll help and how much it helped me. But you don't have to meditate. You can just be mindful of your thoughts for the day. Just try to catch yourself whenever you start spiraling and just thinking randomly. Like you could just be driving and your brain's just going on autopilot, just fucking spinning. Try to catch yourself like, hey, let me just try to not think. And that's what you do when you're talking to somebody. Try to just clear your mind and just fully focus on what they're saying. Just actually listen to what they're saying, hear them and focus on them. And they can feel it. They'll know. Like, oh, he's actually listening to me. And they're going to like you way more. And they're going to be able to respond easier because you're actually listening to what they say and you can build off of what they say. So that's another great thing. And one of the biggest things I can probably tell you is to tell you to act around your friends. If it's a complete stranger, you're most likely going to be like a shell of yourself. You're going to just be doing like the typical like, hey, how you doing today? Nice weather, huh? Like stuff like that. But imagine if you were to just randomly meet your friend in a store. You'd be cutting like, oh, what's up, bro? And they'll have like an actual conversation, like how you would normally talk to them. You'd be messing around, probably teasing them a little bit, making fun of them. But like, obviously you don't want to like fucking go in on this random person, just fucking, they're fucking ugly today, bro. You know, but you can still tease them if you're like that anyways. I'm a very playful guy. So if you look at that last video, the way I talked to the gas station guy, I kind of teased him a little bit. And that's just how I am. That's how I would act with my friends. So you act how you would act with your friends and you just be yourself. Being yourself, you're going to naturally attract more people and have a better conversation. Because if you're talking to somebody new and you're kind of holding yourself back from being you, you're going to be navigating the conversation differently. It's going to be like undiscovered grounds for you. It's like you don't typically do this, so it's new for you. It's hard to do. But if you're being yourself, talking how you always talk, you're gonna do just fine because it's what you're used to doing. It's habit. It's something you trained yourself to do. It's how you talk. It's who you are. So being yourself and knowing who you are, I guess you have to find yourself first and knowing how you act. But be yourself around people, and you'll see how much easier it is to talk to people. Another thing, if you're somewhere and you want to talk to somebody, like you just see somebody or you know somebody's going to be with you that you're going to want to talk to, a great thing you can do is to call your friend on the phone and just like goof off with them for a little bit, cut up with them, and get your social energy up. Like if you're talking to your friend, you're going to put yourself in this mindset of like a social mindset. You're going to know how you act. You're going to just be smiling and happy because you're messing around with your friend, laughing a little bit. Some of you go into this place, you're going to have that good energy and like in that social mood, so it's going to be a lot less intimidating to go and talk to somebody. So if you're about to go somewhere and you know you want to talk to somebody, just talk to a friend on the phone real quick, just like for a little bit, like 2 to 5 minutes, something's real short, and just mess around, get in that social mood, and it's going to help a lot. And to build off of this, let's say you're about to go somewhere. I saw a YouTuber talk about it, I can't remember who it was, but he called it socially lubricating. And if you're about to go somewhere, let's say you're about to go to a bar or something, you're about to go to this house party, you're at school, you're about to go to the house party. On the way there, wherever you go, maybe you go to Walmart, maybe you go to the store real quick to grab some drinks or grab a snack, whatever it is, or just walking on the street. Whenever you walk past random people, just say what's up to them. You don't even got to talk to them. It's like, yo, what's up, man? How you doing? It's like everybody you see, just talk to them, and it's gonna get you in that mood, that little state where you're already social. So by the time you get to where you're about to go to meet all these people, or about to go somewhere you're about to talk to people, you're already in that mode to where you're like, okay, I've been talking to everybody on the way here. I'm hype. I'm ready to go. So doing that is another good way to talk to anybody. Another thing you can do, this is mainly just to go meet somebody, like a way to start a conversation, is by looking for, this isn't a book I read, but it's something called a What's It. And you could actually have one of these too, but I'll get into that in a little bit. But basically, if you see somebody you want to talk to, see if they have something like unique or strange. Maybe they have like a weird piece of jewelry or like a some kind of shirt that stands out, and you ask them about it. And the reason it's called a what's it is because you just say, oh, what is it? What is it? You know, like say they have like a weird necklace on. Like, oh, it's a cool necklace. You got a story behind it, and boom, maybe it's like their grandma's necklace. They gave it to them before she passed, and you get a whole story up. Now you just built a connection, and you can talk about that for a little bit. Or maybe it's a shirt. Maybe it's like a band shirt, and you're into music, or it's like an anime shirt and you're into anime. But like, oh, I like your shirt. I noticed that you listen to them. Do you watch that? Whatever it is, and you can build a conversation off of that. It's just small things like that, and you can have something yourself. Maybe you have like a bracelet, and it's something that sticks out. It's something unique. It's something that nobody else wears. Maybe you keep a stopwatch on you. I don't know. Maybe it's like a stopwatch you have hanging out. The chain's hanging out. Somebody said like, oh, you carry a stopwatch? That's weird. Is there like a story behind that? So you can have your own to have people come approach you. It's something like that. It's something small, but that's just if you want to, you know. But you can always be looking for those for people. Anybody, because the whole thing with flirting with the word that I talked about, you don't want to just talk to people that stand out to you. You want to talk to everybody, anybody you can, because it's gonna improve your social skills. It's just a new experience. It's gonna help you get better and better. The more you do something, the better you get. So it could be some random guy, random girl. You might have no interest in meeting them, but still just go talk to them just to get some social experience. You're gonna get better in the process. So if you see somebody with something that stands out, just go and talk to them. It'll get you better for whenever you actually do go see somebody that you want to talk to. So just practice. That's another good tip. Just practice over time. Talk to as many people as you can. The more you do it, the better you're going to get. And basically, the more you do it, and the more you see the little cues, the better your brain's going to respond to it, and you're just going to be better at talking overall. And then one more tip I'm going to give you, because I mentioned how I'm really playful and I like to tease people, and it's just part of my personality. If you are playful as well, and you're like that, with your friends, you're probably gonna be more harsh. You might like actually, at least me and my friends kind of we're pretty harsh about it, and it's something that I'm just used to. Like you could fucking straight up come to me and just fucking call me ugly and shit, and I'm just be like, all right, you're probably right. I'll just fuck around back with you. But whenever it's a stranger, don't go all in like that. Obviously, right? There's some kind of etiquette to it. The way I do it with people, whenever you're teasing somebody, don't make it something physical. Like don't physically make something about them or like what they're wearing or something. They might be insecure about it. Make it something like how I did in that video that I did at the gas station. I kind of teased in a way that it wasn't necessarily about him, but I flipped it on him. I was like, if you didn't watch the video, I'll just explain it real quick. But I had this protein bar, and I said, you ever tried this? And he said no. I said I had hopes for it, and he said it was $4, and I was like, damn, it's expensive. If it's not good, I'm gonna come back and blame you for it. I teased him a little bit because I'm gonna come blame you for it, and basically say I'm gonna come back to harass him, basically. But obviously I didn't say anything about his appearance. I wasn't coming at him. I was just messing with him a little bit. So whenever you're teasing somebody like that, being playful, don't come for them physically. Say something about what's going on around you, or something that's there at the moment. Like, just don't pick out something about them. If it's a fucking fat guy, don't be like, oh yeah, you fat fuck. You know what I'm saying? Don't like say some shit like that. Play around, but don't make it physical. It's as simple as that. I kind of overworded that there. I don't need to go into that much detail, but just don't come at them physically or something about them, or like a personality trait. Don't do anything like that, because they're gonna dislike you at that point. He's like, damn, he's fucking harsh. Why is he coming at me like that? I don't like this guy. So if you're playful about it, just something that's going on, they're not gonna mind. You know what I mean? Another example for me at the gym, if I have a girl come up to me, or even a guy, if I'm using a machine, or I was using a machine, like a workout machine, and they're like, hey, you using this? I'm like, yeah, I'm still using that. Get away. And I got more sets to do. Get out of here. I'll make a joke out of it like that, but I'm not actually using it. I'll be smiling to make it clear that I'm not actually using it, and they'll laugh or whatever, and be like, all right, I'm just messing around. You can use it. As simple as that. And it's gonna build some connection, and maybe you can get a little conversation out of it. But that's pretty much all my tips. If you're interested in the kind of content, please subscribe. I make self-improvement videos, social skills, mental health, physical health. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, please subscribe. I'll probably make some more social skills videos because people have been liking them, they've been asking for more, so I'll make some more of those in the future. I'm gonna do another one tomorrow. So if you're interested, please subscribe. And if you got any goals, go make that shit happen, and I will see you in the next video.